So why do we need healing? What is all this talk about healing all about? How do we really heal ourselves? Welcome to Rise Within. Hi, Tanveer.
Hi, Abby. Welcome, everyone. Yes, it's a very intriguing question because there's so much of buzz about healing everywhere you go, right? So, and especially in today's world, we see it everywhere. It's important to understand what healing is and what actually it means and what does it do for us. So yes, healing is a process of restoring balance and well-being within ourselves. And healing can be at multiple levels, at the physical level, emotional level, mental level, and spiritual level. So we're talking about balance and well-being at all levels.
Right. And it's extremely important because we are not, it is not about curing an illness uh, or fixing a problem. We're just bringing the harmony back, right? We're
Yeah,
bringing what has been scattered back
yeah,
to one whole being, which
true.
we originally were or started off, right?
Yeah,
So healing is not about getting back to who we were or where we started, but healing is exactly where you are. You start afresh from there, and there are various ways. To give a small example, a sportsman on a track running falls, hurts himself. It's not that he does not acknowledge this great need. He acknowledges it, he still runs. And the first thing that he does is then when he reaches his mark, he gets a doctor come and heal that wound. This is a
yeah,
small example that healing is not only about stretching yourself back and taking yourself back and wanting to be that older self that you were or we were, that version.
yeah,
But acknowledging
yeah,
that that version has grown up, that
yeah,
version has uh, evolved over a period of time. And it's time that those things don't come back to us and we are ready to take that race of life again. again.
yeah.
Consider
Yes.
that I'm very intrigued to know what are the various ways about how we could go about healing ourselves in today's life.
Yeah. Yeah. So healing happens at multiple levels, as we said, right? Our body at the physical level, whenever we have a wound, it has its own system of healing at the physical level, right? So, like if we get a wound, there is clotting happening, inflammation happening, and the wound heals basically. Our immunity, our immune system also has the system where anything comes, any virus attack or whatever, it heals anything which is not there in balance. There is specific, our body has its own ways of bringing in the balance within itself. It is an amazing machinery that works, which we are maybe not be aware consciously, but internally it is working. So that's the physical part. Or you may go to a doctor, get a wound, a band-aid, and the healing, and put in medicine, that kind of healing. The second level of healing is the emotional healing. All right. We go through a lot of emotions on a daily basis right from childhood, right? So whether it's anger, whether it's fear, whether it's disappointment, whether it's frustration, anxiety, all sorts of emotions that is there. A lot of these emotions, if it is not processed properly, it stays with us. And what happens is that energies get blocked, that emotions get blocked into our system, all right? And then which may also cause illnesses at the physical level, but it also causes blocks into our life, whether it's in a growth, a relationship, financial, whatever this is. So it's important to acknowledge and process those emotions And that is one sort of way of healing. So like a breath work or a meditation can be a way where you can, yoga, like if you're really angry, that's what they say in one of the ways, right? Is that if you're angry, just go and work out, release that energy. It's a way of processing. Grief as an emotion, cry it out. You process those emotions and then you move forward beyond those emotions. It's not about feeling, it's not about avoiding those emotions, as you already said, acknowledging those emotions, processing them. Ensure, and also in as a process, not to get overcome by emotions. So if just because I'm feeling angry, that doesn't mean I have to do anything about it. All right, I don't have to go and beat someone up if I'm angry. I can release it in different ways. So the processing of emotion is another way of healing our emotions, because when we are blocked in those emotions, we are not able to think clearly, we are not able to
Yeah.
communicate and act, or in a, because it's been run by emotions, and emotions come and go. Because if I'm angry and I go and beat up someone, and tomorrow I'm okay, but the consequences of those actions taken out of emotion, all right, are lasting. And we do not want any negative consequences in our life. We would like to have more ease in our life,
Yes. True.
right? So,
True.
yeah, so instead of probably banging someone or hitting someone, or uh, abusing someone, whatever, maybe you just go for a walk or just scream in the pillow. There are different ways of releasing emotions. Breath work, just breathing and feeling it and processing it. And after some time, once that's processed, you feel better, and then you can take actions,
Absolutely.
or communicate or whatever that is, based on more of clarity, more of awareness, rather than the emotion impact this. So it's very important to have, um, to process these emotions. So that's the emotional level of healing, if we have to say. Another level is the mental healing. All right, so there's a lot of stress, or there's anxiety, there are habits, there are addictions, there are these belief systems because of which, we create all the issues in our lives, challenges in our lives, whatever that is. So changing that is a kind of healing at the mental level. So, recognizing first, of course, as you rightly said, the
Yes.
first step is acknowledging, okay, I have this addiction, all right, or I see this pattern that everyone is probably always blaming me, that may be my pattern, all right,
Yeah.
or I just cannot succeed in my business, for example, right, or I always have people, I'm attracting partners who are unavailable, for example, or not
No,
emotionally available.
absolutely.
So these could
Absolutely.
be the patterns. Recognizing them is the first step. Second step is, wondering, getting into, digging into where it is coming from. So, shifting those programs. So there are a lot of therapies. There are, with like NLP, hypnosis. There are many other therapies that are there out there, which may help you recognize and shift those patterns.
Right.
Sometimes you do it consciously. Like, if you know that you are choosing, say, blue all the time, and you know that this is my pattern, so when you go out there, maybe you choose a pink or a purple, or and that itself initiates a change and shift in your mental neural pathway to
Absolutely.
think different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
In
a
fact,
healing at the mental level.
we keep talking about, the healing, not only what we are right now. There are
Hmm.
pieces of us which are still, unhealed for many, many years, right?
Yeah.
And it is extremely important for us to go back and put those pieces of ourselves at peace so that we can move forward with life in general, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That I think that's where we get stuck, and that's the pattern we're talking about, right?
Yes, yes. Because if we are stuck of our energy, or if we have this in a mental block, it does repeat. So even if it is happening it has started probably in the childhood, or it has probably started at a genetic level, but you will see it repeating in your life, and that's where you need to consciously be aware of it and make a choice to change it. So once you make a choice
Absolutely.
that you decide,
Yeah.
basically it's like you make a decision that, hey, I want to change this, and then you will obviously know there are different ways of changing it. So even stress, so like, I think the most common mental challenge is stress. Like,
Absolutely.
irrespective of
Yeah.
anyone is into spirituality or energy, it doesn't matter. Everyone is experiencing that as such. So there are techniques like meditation or journaling, or all that we've discussed before. Also, there are multiple techniques where you can use, or yoga, or just walking out in the nature. Sometimes just resting, taking a break is also healing. Sometimes just talking with a friend, having the deep conversation,
I think
someone to
that
you can listen
that
to.
is most healing part when you have people. Because to be honest, Tanveer, time is the biggest currency now. So having a person to hear you out without judgment is the biggest
Yeah,
therapy that we can have. And
yeah,
also, I think very important here is in a spiritual level, uh, having
true.
somebody like a mentor in your life is
Yeah,
extremely important in various ways,
yeah,
where there are parts of you that you might perceive in a certain way, might just not be the way it is, right?
yeah.
So there is a
Mm,
huge gap between perception and reality, right?
true, true.
I think when it comes to the spiritual healing, uh, meditations, like you said, all the other tools, some very important tools there is having a support group which
Yeah,
thinks alike, shares views, shares similar views, which is very difficult to
yeah,
find, right? To help you
yeah,
heal, to
yeah.
help you get there,
True.
to cheer you on to get there.
Yeah,
That is extremely important. And having a mentor to guide you
yeah,
through that process because it is
yeah,
very easy and a human nature to give up, right?
yeah.
When you're on the
Hmm.
path, right?
Right.
And to have a
Yeah,
friend who actually tells you that yes, this is the best thing that could ever happen to you, or
yeah,
call you out when you're
yeah,
not doing those things in time, right?
yeah.
Extremely
True.
important.
Yeah. See, and another part of spiritual healing is like, you reconnecting with yourself,
Yeah.
understanding yourself much better, loving yourself. Also, it is like, this part, the spiritual part is like whatever challenges and experiences you face, you have an understanding of it. All right, that why this happened to me, or and that brings in a lot of peace and harmony within. Like most of the people are running around and things and experiencing things, not knowing why they're experiencing, and probably at some level they're just fighting and they don't know why they're fighting, right? But the moment you recognize that, okay, maybe there is, and once you understand that, every challenge and every experience, however painful it may be, there is a higher a higher good in it.
Yes.
All right, the higher experience, or and you, that's what helps you to move beyond it, and then you see it as an experience and a learning. So the spiritual healing is more learning from the experiences, that knowing that every experience is there to teach you something and there is a positive in it, and then moving forward and growing and evolving. So that's probably, if we talk about the spiritual part of the healing, and we all experience all of this at different levels. All right, we're doing it consciously or unconsciously. However, sometimes it happens is that when we're doing it unconsciously, there's a lot of pain and it's more difficult because what happens is we are repeating the patterns till the time we cannot take it anymore. All right, so it does,
Yes.
sometimes it does become difficult. However, with a lot of these techniques, it doesn't have to be that difficult. As you said, there's a support system, there is a process, there's a way where you process it, where you're doing it more with awareness and consciousness, then it gets much easier. Yes, you will be going through tears. You maybe, there's that kind of thing. It doesn't mean that you're healing, so it's going to be an easy process. Even while you go through therapies or any of these techniques that you use, all right, you will, but all these tears and all of that is still process of releasing and healing. We do have these definitions about tears and about all of this, or feeling these emotions as bad and wrong.
Yeah.
All right, we have a lot of judgments around that.
Right.
Once we But if you look beyond those judgments, that is a process of healing.
I also think that apart from the spiritual part, now there is a science that backs this entire healing process. First, we
Yeah,
used to think it's all that spiritual cocoa jumbo, people doing the focus focus all around us. But
yeah,
now, now things have changed, right? Where
yeah, mm,
science has come back and it has clearly given us evidence about
yeah,
neuroplasticity, where basically
yes,
things like meditation, how it helps us make
yeah,
our brain more receptive, right?
yeah,
Uh, how
mm,
with that we release so much of stress that we've gone through, right?
true,
The our inflammation in our body goes down
yeah,
with healing, right? Which was first never
yeah,
proven. So we never had
yeah,
evidence to do it. Yes,
yeah,
it is absolutely a paradox that our forefathers, our generations ahead of us, knew all of it,
mm,
but
yes,
we were never told. We were never made aware of this as such. This
yeah,
generation and us, we're lucky that the entire
mm,
process has been revived, where we
yes,
acknowledge that there is a requirement and
mm,
there is a science backing it up. There are scientific
yes,
procedures that are there which back
yeah,
up your practices of healing.
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
Mental health has been brought up as a highlight, where
yeah,
there are psychologists who are trained to deal with really difficult situations.
yeah,
We have such an awareness around the world where we have spiritual gurus who guide us. We have trained coaches, life coaches who guide us. For our body to repair better, we have top scientists who have researched to give us the best of the medication. And Ayurveda is taking leaps in our healing process,
nutritionist, yes,
right?
yes,
So it's in
yes,
the spiritual realm, right?
yes,
How, astrology tells you about your body type
yeah,
just with your date of birth, right?
yeah,
And what is the
yeah,
kind of healing that you need, right? What are your
yeah,
influences in life, etc.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so we will. It is a very immersive topic, like you said, Tanveer,
yeah,
and so
yeah,
many
like
aspects to it, right?
yeah, yeah. Like even today, as you rightly said, there is so much of awareness and like that is there. But even science has progressed in terms of technology. There are machines that actually measure your brain waves and your brain activities based on, whatever techniques so that you do. So like before meditation and after meditation, what a stressed brain look like? What does so there are actually machines that show you all of that. There are machines today with technology which rewire your brain. So we have this thing like, say if there is a damage because of any illness or any this in a certain part of your brain and it's not working properly, there is this technology which is medically approved,
Approved.
basically
Yes.
technologies and treatment where they rewire your brain by those electric shocks on those parts of your brain and they revive that. So a lot of, and with AI coming in and with all of that, the last I was saying the kind of treatments that are happening now is through VR, visual
Absolutely.
this, where if there is any habit which you need to change, or like even with children with autism or ADHD and all of that, they are being played what is the normal this and reprogramming their minds through the visual AI techniques, and it is already happening. These treatments are happening in
Yes.
US. So this is a part of healing too. It's basically, yeah, like you said, it's not about going back to where we were before anything happened. It is about moving forward, transforming ourselves through whatever has happened, and then moving forward. And that's what the main spiritual aspect of healing, if we have to say, is we talk about raising our vibrations, changing our vibrations. And today, even science is backing all of this to a very large
Right.
extent, like, measuring the vibrations, our the theta brain waves, and all of that we talk, different brain wave, this, and how our auras, like today we have cameras which actually show you the what your aura looks like, and then you change that. So there is so much that is going on where it comes to healing, and it's constantly upgrading. But yes, from the spiritual aspect, is about learning your lessons, your soul lessons from every experience, and then growing and evolving from there, feeling whole and complete, and then moving forward from that aspect rather than from lack or survival, but just feeling whole, complete, a lot of gratitude, a lot of forgiveness. All of these uh, helps you into your healing process, help bring in balance and harmony and peace within ourselves. So there is a lot out there. As you said, a mentor obviously helps, is always, to guide you through as per your requirement, whatever that is. But yes, you can use a lot of self-help techniques, whatever works for you. But it is like a daily part of our lives, like a routines, like that this is something which is normal today, to do any of this and understand that healing is not like all the hoo-ha you said, the that kind of a thing. It is at different levels, and you can choose what you'd like to choose, whatever you're ready for.
Thank you, Tanveer. It is a wonderful insight about the introduction to healing. And we look forward to discussing this in a more lengthy and in-depth way on how
Yeah.
and more important, why uh, that we should do it, right? Uh, Thank you so
Yes.
much for your time. Thank you to all of you for listening in, and hope to see you again next week.
Yeah. Thank you, Abby. Thanks a lot for this. It's been a great contribution. And thank you, everyone. Hope to see you again next week. Take care.
Bye.